Tesla's rise as a global leader in electric vehicles and sustainable energy is inseparable from the charismatic figure of Elon Musk, whose audacious vision and disruptive leadership style have transformed the automotive industry. Behind this success, however, lies a silent crisis of corporate governance that reached its peak in 2025, when the company's stock plummeted 37% amid revelations about the fragile independence of its board of directors. The web of personal, financial, and professional relationships connecting the directors to the CEO created an ecosystem where effective oversight became impossible, culminating in dramatic consequences for shareholders and a broader questioning of the governance model for companies led by visionary leaders. The story begins to unravel in board meetings, where billion-dollar decisions were made by individuals whose lives were deeply intertwined with Musk's ambitions. Kimball Musk, the CEO's brother, has held a seat on the board since 2004, his vote consistently aligned with family interests. Antonio Gracias, a close friend who shared family vacations and Christmas dinners, held director roles at both Tesla and SpaceX, while managing mutual investments that brought fortune to both parties. Aaron Price, a member of the Compensation Committee, maintained cross-investments in Musk Group companies exceeding millions of dollars, creating a financial symbiosis that tainted decision-making processes. These intimate connections revealed their true impact in 2018, when the board approved the largest executive compensation package in corporate American history, $56 billion in stock options tied to market value goals. Internal documents would later reveal that negotiations were a farce. Members of the Compensation Committee admitted in depositions that they had never discussed alternatives to Musk's proposed plan, while consultants hired for the process were instructed not to present comparative analyses with other CEOs' packages. The justification was Musk's exceptionalism, a rationale that ignored the board's fiduciary duty to protect all shareholders' interests. The Delaware Chancery Court verdict in January 2024 exposed this dysfunction by nullifying the compensation package. Judge Kathleen McCormick described in a 200-page ruling a process marked by material omissions and systemic conflicts of interest. Gracias and Aaron Price, responsible for negotiating with Musk, were portrayed as extensions of the CEO rather than counterbalances. The ruling highlighted how crucial information was withheld from shareholders, including the fact that goals considered ambitious had already been virtually achieved at the time of the plan's announcement. Musk's reaction was symptomatic. Instead of accepting criticism, he launched an aggressive campaign to transfer Tesla's incorporation to Texas, accusing Delaware's legal system of sabotaging progress. While the legal battle unfolded, signs of governance strain became more evident. By 2025, with Musk dividing his time between Tesla, SpaceX, X, formerly Twitter, and his controversial role at the Department of Government Efficiency under the Trump administration, Tesla faced its worst crisis since its near bankruptcy in 2008. The stock price plummeted from $480 to $220 between December 2024 and April 2025. Erasing $800 billion in market value. Analysts pointed to Musk's apparent loss of focus as a central cause, while the board seemed unable to demand greater commitment or appoint an operational CEO. Institutional investors began breaking their silence. Ross Gerber, CEO of Gerber Kawasaki and holder of 250,000 shares, became a prominent voice criticizing the board's passivity. For years we paid a premium for Musk's genius, but today his erratic behavior and controversial statements are destroying value. The New York City Comptroller's Office, responsible for pension funds that lost $300 million due to Tesla's stock drop, filed a lawsuit alleging Tesla misled investors by claiming Musk dedicated significant time to the company. Elon is so distracted he's driving Tesla off a financial cliff, accused Brad Lander, New York City Comptroller. The crisis exposed the trap of the superstar CEO model. Musk, whose identity is intertwined with Tesla's brand, wielded veto power over strategic decisions, while the board functioned as a rubber stamping chamber rather than an oversight body. In January 2024, Musk himself revealed on social media that his compensation package was primarily aimed at ensuring his shareholder control. "I need 25% of shares to be influential and prevent dubious interests from taking over." The statement, though candid, ignored the inherent conflict between absolute control desires and corporate governance mechanisms. The collateral effects of this model manifested in controversial decisions. The acquisition of Solar City in 2016, a near-bankrupt company controlled by Musk's cousins, was approved by the board despite obvious conflicts of interest. Years later, it was revealed that directors received optimistic financial analyses prepared by consultants with prior ties to Musk. In 2023, Tesla abruptly moved its headquarters to Texas, following its legal defeat in Delaware without consulting minority shareholders deeply, acting solely on Musk's will. The corporate governance community has long warned about these risks. Legal scholars such as Lucian Bebchuk, Harvard, and Robert Jackson, NYU, have highlighted the urgent need for a truly independent board to neutralize excessive CEO influence. Their proposals include creating a special committee entirely independent to oversee executive activities and prohibiting cross-relationships between directors and CEOs. Shareholder activists have proposed more radical measures such as splitting CEO and chair roles and appointing directors with no prior ties to Musk. Resistance to change remains formidable. Kimball Musk's re-election to the board in 2023 with 63% approval revealed Musk's enduring narrative power among retail investors. Tesla's communication strategy portraying governance criticisms as attacks on innovation found resonance with part of the market. Even after stock declines, surveys among institutional investors show division. 48% support radical governance changes, while 37% fear restrictive measures could alienate Musk and destroy residual value. The Tesla case has become textbook material on the limits of charismatic leadership models in publicly traded companies. It reveals how mechanisms designed to protect shareholders can fail when directors are emotionally and financially tied to CEOs. The lesson emerging is clear. Even visionary geniuses need robust checks and balances. The challenge facing markets is finding equilibrium where transformative ambition from leaders like Musk can flourish without jeopardizing basic principles of transparency and fiduciary responsibility. As Tesla navigates these turbulent waters, its outcome remains uncertain. Reform proposals range from splitting up conglomerates to creating differentiated share classes with varied voting rights. What seems inevitable is that laissez-faire governance for superstar CEOs is coming to an end. Institutional investors sensitized by losses from 2025 push stricter directorial independence standards. Regulators signal increased scrutiny over related party transactions. And even Musk himself, during rare moments self-reflection, admitted during recent interviews, "Maybe we need adults supervising adults." Irony behind statement wasn't lost. Ultimately, those meant being adults' room allowed crisis escalate point.